All right. So whenever we see something that is a little bit out of the ordinary, we try and cover it on GRTV, and this game is certainly something out of the ordinary, and I have to ask you, how did you come up with the idea, the vision for Artemis?
Well, I actually had the original idea when I was just 18. My buddies and I all had Commodore 64s, and we had the idea for wiring up the computers together to make a spaceship bridge like Star Trek. And that vision really hasn't changed. It just took me a very, very long time to actually make the game.
Right, so with that, the technology is there to do it now. Can you just give us the basics of how it works and what people are actually doing behind us here?
Well, the game is a multi-computer, multiplayer simulator of a spaceship. So people do different jobs like helm, weapons, science, communications, and engineering, all on one ship. There's also a space for a captain, but he just tells everyone what to do. He doesn't have his own workstation.
So he's the guy who's actually watching the big screen and sort of trying to make everyone work together, right?
Absolutely, and what I found is that for veteran crews at high difficulty levels, the captain really becomes a critical part of the crew.
So what is a typical mission? What are you doing? You're just not flying around in empty space, are you? There are things to do.
Well, the folks behind me are just playing a normal invasion mission. They're trying to protect the space stations in their sector from the marauding aliens. But you can also run it in a scripted mission mode. It comes with a dozen different missions, and you can also get fan-made missions or even script your own. And the sky's the limit there. You can do anything you particularly care to do in terms of whether you want to fight or whether you want to do something diplomatic or explore new worlds.
It's one of those games it's such a social game, really. The concept is so social, and you know, you get people, because you can do it with basically any computer, right? Any laptop, anything will work, so you don't really need your sort of powerful rigs to run it.
Yeah, any machine with DirectX 9 and shader model 2.0, and that means anything made in the last 5 years.
So, but I guess the idea is for people to come together and actually you actually live the bridge. You actually are together in that space as well. So it's sort of half the game is sort of between the players and not on the screen.
Oh, absolutely. That's the real core essence of Artemis, is people working together. You know, if you were to try to play it by yourself, it'd simply be no fun.
So I guess the next thing you would want to do is like, is there a next step for this? Is there something that you feel that you haven't been able to realize yet?
No, I mean, I'm continuing to upgrade it. In fact, right now we're working hard on a 2.0 version, which will be a major upgrade with new graphics, new AI, new modes of play. But the essence of Artemis is there, and I just feel blessed that I can continue to respond to the community and make the kind of game that they want to continue playing into the future.
Because I can imagine also it'd be amazing if you could play this on tablets. You could move it around anywhere much easier.
Well, as a matter of fact, it is already available for iOS, for tablets, and the iPads and iPhones interoperate with the PC version just fine.
It's platform agnostic?
Well, we've got 2 platforms now, and we're in beta for Android. So Android is coming very soon.
Sort of I mean, this phenomenon sort of flying, no pun intended, but flying under the radar, because it seems like it's one of those games that it's kind of hard for traditional gaming media to cover it, because it's not really something that lends itself to you know, it's not your typical game. It's more like this is something for enthusiasm, but I guess there's quite a big community that's starting to grow for this.
We have a big and healthy community, but I actually blame myself. I'm just a little indie developer. I really don't have the advertising resources to get the word out like I would like to.
So, speaking of that, how is it to sort of directly interface with players here and sort of getting them to sort of take the first step into the game, or if they're already long-time fans? How's that been, that interaction here at PAX?
It's been overwhelming. I mean, so many people have asked me for a signature or a photograph. I feel like a rock star because I've made a game that everybody loves to play.
Yeah, it's one of those things. So we talked a little bit about the future. What do you have other plans to do other games, or is Artemis something that you will continue to work on?
Well, I've made a lot of games. I've been making video games my whole life. Artemis is clearly my biggest indie success. And I'm going to continue to work on it as long as I have all this fan support and all these people wanting more. That's certainly what gets me up in the morning to continue to work on this great project. But I can't stop making games, and I can't stop having ideas. So I'm certain I'll be making other games besides Artemis in the future.
Any other as sort of far-fetched and crazy ideas that you're thinking of?
Well, I'm always thinking of far-fetched. I'm always asking questions like, what is a game without an avatar? And I love concepts like new games that explore the fourth dimension in spatial game puzzles and things like that. And of course, the Portal games were very groundbreaking in more than one aspect. So I love pushing the boundaries, and I want to keep continuing to do that. But right now, Artemis and its fan base controls me at least as much as I control it.
Sounds great. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you.